So part number 2, exclusions to rabbinical decree. It follows the following circumstances in which rabbinical decree mentioned above not applicable. Okay, so one more time. The following circumstances in which rabbinical decrees mentioned above are not applicable. A. Uninvited Gentile. Oh, exactly as you said. If Gentile enters one's home uninvited, one may serve him meal, right? So, of course, we did not plan that he's going to come. Okay. And even if we extended the invitation, he could have said no. Okay, but he said yes. Okay, what can we do? Since the Gentile was not invited, we assume that the host will not feel obligated to cook anything extra on his behalf. Right? So he's already here. Okay. However, this pertains only if the host has already cooked all the foods for the meal. So that's very interesting point. Right? So if the Gentile comes uninvited, okay, you can invite him to the table, but it's only when all the foods are cooked. So if during the meal, host planning to cook more food, or more, like somebody is cooking in the kitchen right now, so you're not allowed basically to increase the amount because of the extra guest. In a case where the host has already cooked all of the foods for his meal, it is permitted to serve all of the foods to the Gentile, although he will then have to cook new meal for himself. The new cooking will be for the benefit of the Jew, that is himself, which is permitted. Okay, so, and it's very, this author, of course, is a genius. So he said, and even this Gentile is going to eat some extra food, right? And now you're going to be left with less food, and you would be forced to cook more for yourself, for your family on the Yom Tov. There is no problem, right? As we said, you're always allowed to cook for a Jew, no problem. If an uninvited Gentile decides decline one's offer of a meal, one may not insist on serving him, since this is tantamount to extending an invitation. That's also a brilliant point. You're going to read again, brilliant point. If an uninvited Gentile, so he came to your house, right, to deliver whatever, right, declines one's offer of a meal, right? So he said, no, I'm in Russia, I cannot stay. Okay, no problem. So one may not insist. You like out of politeness, some people, right, want to ask a second time, third time. No, you're not allowed. Why? Because if you're going to insist, it's like you're inviting him, right? He came out of politeness. He said, maybe you want to join us, but he said, no, okay, no, okay. In all other cases, I would say maybe the Jew, not Jew, so you should invite second time. That would be proper, but not in this situation. Okay. Continue. Sending cooked foods to a Gentile. It is permitted to send cooked foods to Homo Gentile on Yom Tov. Since Gentile is not a guest in the sender's home, we need not be concerned that he will come to cook specifically for a Gentile on Yom Tov. However, one may not add extra food to his own pot for the sake of sending it to a Gentile, but he may send only for the food he cooked for his own use. When sending food to the home of Gentile, one must not carry it through the public domain or carmelis, right? Even there is no eruv. Okay. Because he would then be performed the Melachah of transporting for Gentiles' benefit. That if it is necessary that the food be transported through the public domain, one should give it to Gentile to carry for himself. Okay. So let's see. So let's do this be from the beginning, and we're going to explain. It is permitted to send cooked food to the home of Gentile on Yom Tov. Okay, no problem. So it is allowed, right? Why? Since the Gentile is not guest in one's home, so you never invited him, so maybe you're not obligated to send to him, right? We will not be concerned that he will come to cook specifically for Gentile on Yom Tov. So before the Yom Tov, there is no problem. So before the Yom Tov, if he cooked extra to send to Gentile, there is no problem whatsoever, right? So he can do that. right? So, but you're not you're not allowed to invite him. So now, when he is here and you see that he has a Baruch Hashem very good appetite, so you might be tempted to go and cook something extra. That's the issue. Okay, so one more time. Since the Gentile is not a guest in one sender's house, we need not be concerned that he will come to cook specifically for Gentile on Yom Tov. That's clear. So we're not going to. So if take out or send out, there is no problem. If he comes in, there is some kind of pressure. Okay. However, one may not add extra food to his own pot for the sake of sending it to Gentile, right? But he may send only from the foods cooked for his own use. So meaning even, I guess, even before Shabbos, before the Yom Tov that he cooks, so do not add specifically for a Gentile. So just cook just some extra, cook some extra, and then you're going to, from your own food, so right from your own food, you can send the portion to Gentile. And then, as we said before, you're allowed to cook extra for yourself. But sending food to a homo Gentile, one may not carry through the public domain or carmelist. So carmelist is semi-public domain, right? Because he would be performing Melachah, transported for a Gentile benefit. And we said you're not allowed to do this Melachah for a Gentile benefit. Thus, it is necessary, if it is necessary for the food to be transported through public domain or carmelist, this semi-public domain. So you have to give to the Gentile, let him carry it. In this case, he would be carried for himself, which is allowed. Okay. Any questions on what we said?
Hold on.
Yes, please go ahead. Listen.
I was wondering, how did this prohibitions kind of apply to a non-religious Jew? Would it be like the same as Gentile?
Yes, exactly the same, yeah. So, I mean, as we said before, I mean, as author said, I'm not going to list all of these categories of prohibited people. So I say Gentile, but this non-religious Jew who is not observing Shabbos, desecrate Shabbos publicly, is the same, exactly the same category.
So let's say a Jewish family, they have like a relative which is non-religious,
yeah,
and the guy and there's no enough food for him, then they would not be obligated to cook more for him.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. No, exactly. That's exactly what we said. Yes. So, but you're welcome. But usually it's not. I mean, unless it's very poor family, usually it's not the case. People cook some extra, so there is no problem to give him the food. Of course, we don't invite him, right? And people went crazy when we said that. And then we said, and of course we included in description of the video. We said the sources actually from Chabadniks went crazy, so we included from Balatanya. Balatanya said it's not allowed. So they don't respect their own sage. It's very interesting, right? Looks like they don't, because that's what they do. They continue to invite all this non-religious, intermarry, everybody's invited. Okay, so I guess we can stop with this material here. Any questions on any subject? Go ahead.